What's up everyone, Jordan here, back with another video for the Stoltz Farm YouTube channel. A lot has happened, obviously. It's been a long time since I filmed a video. Not as consistent as I would have liked to be this spring and summer with YouTube videos. To be honest, life is pretty busy in general, working a full job, farming after that job, and then we have a 3, almost 4-year-old, and also 1-year-old twin boys. So life's pretty busy in general, doing some summer fun as much as we can fit in around working and everything. Farming wise, we have been getting rain like crazy this entire year after a whole year of not really much snow or moisture through the winter. We really had a wet spring, especially in May, and also towards the end of June, beginning of July. Lots of big rains, you know, over the course of a few days, maybe 2 to 4 inches at a time. A lot of thunderstorms and things like that, which really delayed planting and made us get in pretty late. And because of that, when it was time to work, it kind of was just time to work, and I didn't really want to deal with the filming shenanigans. Excuses aside, we're picking up the camera here today. It is Sunday, July 21, and we're gonna do a quick little crop check here before we get started with today's work. We are gonna get maybe some combine headers out and maybe a combine out today. We aren't gonna harvest obviously here in July, but we are going to kind of start getting some stuff out, serviced, and ready to go for when it is time. The harvest time will kind of creep up on you, and between odd jobs around the yard, fun activities, and whatever else keeps you busy, it'll sneak up on you. So we're gonna get some of that done, but otherwise we're gonna do a lot more like yard type projects, chainsawing some branches, cleaning out some grain bins, things like that that need to get done here today. Update wise, let's see what else. We got the planting done, no sunflowers this year, you guys probably knew that. And I guess the only other real update is that we've been hauling a lot of wheat. I haven't necessarily been, but it's been getting hauled, and that's to clear out room for this year's wheat harvest. We have like 3 different types of wheat seed that we planted, and you know, trying out some different seed and seed types. That's cool, but the downside of that is that they can't be stored together, so we kind of need more bin space for that wheat. And we do have a lot of wheat this year, along with a lot of beans. So we're gonna quickly check some crops here and see what there is to see. Stay tuned. Okay, so here we have some barley. This is kind of some barley that was just finished up from what was planted. You can see we do have heads on it, but we are pretty green. So I have some barley here, and then over in the distance is wheat in this field. Where it kind of gets darker up in there is wheat, and that has heads as well, but as you can see, still pretty green. Soybeans have been progressing along nicely. They had to get sprayed a couple times for some weeds that were growing between the rows, and they do like this heat though that we've been having, and the rain of course has been helping. So it took a long time to get the soybeans in, so they were in super late, kind of like mid-June planted, but they are nice and big, bushy, and they grew quite nicely. They look good actually, but they are, you know, pretty far from being even close to ready. Seeing some blooms on those soybean plants already. Canola has bloomed, and the bloom's pretty much gone. We'll go check that here in a minute, and then, like I said, no sunflowers. So we're driving to the canola. I guess I'll kind of say how the harvest will likely go. Of course, things are always subject to change. We can bounce around crops if we need to. We do have, you know, 2 combines we're going to be running pretty consistently, both with, you know, fairly wide headers as well. We shouldn't really need to cut anything into rows. We can kind of just straight cut most everything, and no sunflowers to harvest either. So once we hit the beans, it's just getting those done with the flex heads, and we'll have the availability of 2 of those to go this year, which, you know, we can make quick work of a field if we can keep everything running and, you know, have the hands on deck to do it. We can get a lot done. You know, the rain has been something we've been dealing with throughout all of planting and spraying. Caused us to get the planting in late, and some spraying had to be redone because of that, getting rained on a little bit too much. And, you know, that could pose an issue with harvest, of course, if it just keeps raining and making things too wet to combine. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. We can't just assume it's going to be like that. We do have 100 to 200 acres of wheat that was planted right away when it was still dry. That was planted pretty early, so we do have to harvest that first, and that'll for sure be first, I would imagine. And after that, we're going to probably be jumping around from canola and some more wheat and some barley, and kind of, you know, doing what's ready, and transitioning those isn't too hard or difficult, so we can just kind of bounce around as needed, as long as we, you know, have the auger set up to the right bins and all that stuff too. So that's pretty much the only job related to that. And then last, we should have soybeans, I believe. There's some wheat that was put in pretty late too, so we'll see kind of about that. Here in front of me is the canola field. This was super bright yellow maybe about a week ago. For the last couple weeks, it's stopped the bloom, and you can see all those little pods on there. This is gonna, you know, turn brown over the next couple weeks. It is getting a lot hotter here in North Dakota, so with temperatures, you know, for sure, you know, 85 and above most days, things are gonna turn pretty fast. It's always surprising how things progress and turn and get ready to harvest. So it'll sneak up on us, like I was saying, and we have some stuff to do today to get ready for it. We'll do some yard cleanup, we'll chainsaw some trees down, get a combine out, and some more yard shenanigans. So that's kind of your big long farm update, which was definitely needed because of the length of time between videos. And we're back on it now. This is back on the video grind consistency, because things are kind of settled down a little bit now, and feel like we can get some good stuff. So, you know, I'll be filming harvest all the way. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Video's not over, stay tuned for more. Work starts now. What's up, everybody? It is several days later. Kind of filmed the initial part. Yeah, it's about actually like 6 days ago. Filmed the initial part of this video with the crop check, some bin clean outs, and we did 2 or 3 bins, I think. last week, and then today we're gonna actually do a couple more to start the day. In these hot summer days, it's nice to get the bin cleaning done when it's kind of cool out, and you know, in the 70s instead of the 80s and 90s. So we're gonna do that. I did work on some of that tree cleanup and chainsawing and everything in these bushes. You can see I got piles of sticks everywhere here in the yard, and then this bush this way kind of needs some more cleanup, which I might use the backhoe to pull some of these out and just kind of continue on with some yard stuff. It's not really farm related, but the yard stuff does take up a lot of the time and energy in the summer when we're kind of waiting for crops to ripen, which is happening pretty fast. A lot of the wheat is actually turning golden already, and there's a couple fields harvested near us, which was probably some early winter wheat type of stuff, but there is stuff turning fast, and we should be combining in a couple weeks, which will be pretty cool. The combines are actually out, and we're gonna work on that today. More yard stuff I'm gonna do is try to paint this shed, the chicken coop that doesn't have chickens in it, and also paint our deck, which is kind of a big job we got to do. Today though, like I said, we're gonna start by cleaning out a couple more bins, which is just something we got to do before harvest, and put on a leaky hydraulic shaft that doesn't leak anymore that we had fixed on one of the combines. We just got to put that back on and do a little bit of maintenance on that combine to get started today, and then the video should kind of conclude there after we accomplish some of that farm related stuff. Stay tuned. All right, everybody, finish off the day here at the farm with the combine. You saw we fixed that cylinder that was leaking. Just got a different one and then put it on and kind of tested out the hydraulic system, filled it with oil, checked the oil, cleaned the air filter, all that kind of stuff. Combine's running well. So we're kind of done with that portion of things until we get a little closer to harvest, which might be in about 2 weeks is kind of what it seems like for the earlier wheat. Next video, I'll show you guys that. It's turning already and, you know, it's getting pretty ripe. We should be able to combine that pretty shortly, especially with a little bit of spray on there. Finished off with a little bit more tree bush pulling. Got a good load here to take out and burn, and that'll do it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. We're just about at 1,000 subscribers for the channel, which is pretty cool, I guess. We've been doing this for a few years. Thank you for everyone who's subscribed. If you're watching this and not subscribed, please do so. It helps the channel grow, reach more people, and overall, the whole farming community as a whole. Till next time, everybody, take it easy.